got me warning shot.
Pun?
You got me warning shot, yeah? Or my facing shot at least.
Yeah, I got it like yours.
I'll put mine down.
Should I put mine down on the tripod?
No, you can keep yours held up, just give a bit of bearings on it. I'm now recording. Okay. So, how you been finding, I know like a few days ago, you were having doubts, especially when we were having doubts when it was raining, and we're in our shelter. That's one of the hardest points, I think. Each time when it's like at night, cold, wet, that's when I think it's the toughest. You're having doubts about how long, like the longevity you could really be doing this for.
Yeah.
How's that? Tell me how you felt then.
Then I felt really down, man.
Yeah.
Because it just felt like the rain was never ending.
Yeah. It's one of the longest rains we've had.
Yeah. Cold. Lack of food.
Yeah.
But I always feel down at night, and I always wake up in the morning with quite with a positive attitude about the day.
Yeah.
And I always think that the minute it starts to affect the day and the minute I start to wake up feeling down,
yeah,
that's when I've got to question the whole situation.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I think
but we've come quite far already, I think.
We've come very far. The rain's the hardest part, but as you said, it's kind of like having purposeful short-term memory or resilience, in a sense that the days aren't too bad. We're hungry, very low energy, it can be hot, it can hurt, but if you get through the day, you get into the night, it starts raining. That's mostly our lowest point, because that's when it's absolutely miserable. It is cold. You can easily get hypothermia out here.
Yeah.
But as we know, once it starts raining and we're in our shelter, we can't exactly leave. We've got no choice but to kind of weather the storm, essentially, which is kind of good, because it means that we can't, when the challenge is at its hardest, or one of its hardest, we can't quit, because there's no option to. There's no support team to help us out. There's no hotel 5 yards away. We're out in the middle of nowhere. It will take about 2 days to trek out, realistically. So, when it's at its hardest, we've got no choice but to carry on. And then once it gets to the morning time, then it's a bit better, because it's not raining normally. And that means, we keep on going. You just have to have that short-term memory, kind of a cognitive dissonance, where it's going to be hard, but as long as you get to the night, then you've got no choice but to stay the night. And the day's not too bad, and then the night comes again, but you've got no choice but to stay the night, because once it starts raining, you can't move. So I guess that kind of helps in our advantage. But yeah, it's definitely, the night is one of the toughest things. What do you think?
Yeah, man, it's, the lack of constant sleep, the always being cold. It is so, from one end of the spectrum to the other. Throughout the day you're hot, and then at night you're so cold at some points, so cold. And it's,
you're shivering as well. We shiver at night because of the rain. Would drop your body temperature down so quickly. And also you can't sleep when you're getting dripped on. You get taps of water in your head, tap, drop, and it's absolute torture. And you can't sleep whilst it's raining on you. Your body just won't let you sleep. Maybe also down to the fact that it's often better not to sleep when you could be getting close to hypothermia, just because that it will lower your metabolic rate when you go to sleep. And that's the last thing you want, a low metabolic rate when you're getting very cold. So it kind of helps. But we also want to avoid shivering at the same time, because that burns more calories, I think, in a quarter of an hour than more than a half hour or 40 minutes of exercise. Those facts might not be completely correct, I heard it somewhere. But yeah, it's definitely a struggle.
Fucking wasp on my camera.
Sorry.
Keeps coming back.
That's right, it's wasps everywhere, flies everywhere. How are you finding all the bites?
the bites I've now got used to. I think it's just become a way of life out here now.
Yeah.
It's, you know, you wake up in the morning and you're a little bit scratchy from the night before. At the beginning, really annoying.
Yeah.
But you kind of just get used to them. Once your part of your body's been bitten, it's a little bit less sensitive, I think.
Yeah.
The next time it gets bitten.
Exactly.
Because now we're on to the stage where the first bites have sort of disappeared.
Yeah.
We're now on to the
new
sort
bites
of
always
second wave of bites, and
they're
not as sort of sensitive.
Yeah. So look, if you look there, that is some bites which are scratching way too hard and it's bled out, it's got dirt all over it, but obviously that's just a super surface wound, so that's not, I don't have any care about that, to be honest, because it's really at the skin surface, like the I think it might be called the upper dermal layer, I don't know, maybe we're trying to show off with some medical knowledge. It's the
true fact, that
upper dermal, the dermis, the old Latin words for skin. But yeah, it's easy. The bites you get used to, and I feel like the more you get bitten, after a while the bugs start to leave you alone. I feel like all the ants know who we are now, and they know that we're not really food at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I guess it must take a certain amount out of them to bite each time. So, you know, I feel like they're starting to leave us alone, but we still do get bitten. But and we still are just as itchy as we were. But we do just get used to it. I feel like, you know, it just don't affect us. Bites don't affect us as much as they did before.
Yeah.
Because like we are just used to it now completely.
For me, the thing that's affected me the most is the energy. It's total lack of, you know, like you wake up in the morning with whatever energy you think you've recovered with. You do like your first task, like something real simple, like going down and getting some water or doing something like that, and you're shattered, you know.
It takes out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, like, and you know, you're constantly having to sit down, break. Like last night I had a little bit of trouble with my breathing. I couldn't seem to get my breathing sort of under control perfectly. You know, no matter, the nights are proper uncomfortable. Yeah. So you're never gonna get
a great night's sleep.
A great night's sleep to recover. The lack of food, you know. I spend most of my time thinking about what I would like to eat. You know, we've had these conversations many a times, but you know, it's about in my head setting little milestones, like get to tomorrow, and then we're halfway through. Yeah. You know, and then we've only got 10 days sort of left. 10, 11 days. Yeah. 10 days, 11 nights really left. And then, you know, from there you can sort of count down to single figures, and once you're in single figures, man, you know, it will motivate me and boost my morale big
single
time.
Figures, definitely. I know exactly, the whole low energy is tough, and you wake up and you're like, for the first 10 minutes you're like, this ain't too bad, but once you start actually moving, then you're like, okay, because like essentially, you know, our bodies still have energy. Basically, generally, our bodies will get energy from a mixture of your fat deposits and the food that you take in that day. But now, obviously, we're down to our fat and our muscle deposits. We've been down to that for a long time. We haven't really eaten much at all.
I've got more fat deposits.
Exactly. Have a bit more energy, man. Give me some energy, man.
I'll give you some fat.
Tear me off a slice. Tear me off a slice, man.
What would you like? A little bit of...
Random ribs, man. Random ribs. I'm liking that, man. I'm liking that.
I don't really have a lot there.
Yeah.
Buttocks, I've got quite a bit of.
I'm good, man. You can keep your Kim Kardashian there, man.
Man, that's what I'm hoping for, man. Yeah. That's why I secretly go in the woods, do a little bit of squats every day.
Big badonkadonk, yeah.
Yeah, man. Don't touch that
badonk. Oh, I remember that watch. That was so good. I keep hearing that song in my head. But yeah, like, one of the issues with the low energy as well, along with the food, is that nothing's healing. My knee, which I injured on the first night, like, I can walk on it, but if I move it like that, it hurts. I can't move it this way.
Yeah.
It still hurts. Obviously, the cut of my hand isn't healing like it should. The cut of my foot isn't healing any good because we're lacking vitamins. We're lacking calories to have the energy to do anything. being able to heal it.
Calcium for your bones.
Exactly, like everything we are lacking at the moment. We haven't bought any vitamin tablets or anything like that. We've come in with zero food. The only thing that's helped us is obviously the medical kit to help clean stuff, but we haven't had anything at all. No food, no water that's been brought in. And just the water from the stream.
And I'd say this about you: you've been a proper trooper.
Yeah.
Like, most people would have bowed out by now.
Would have quit at the moment the hand happened. Most people would have quit.
But I am a little bit worried that you're one injury away from being.
Yeah.
Not that you'd want to go, but even if you're here, you're almost one injury away from just being a burden.
Yeah.
And because you can't go in water.
I went in water yesterday, and I got to the river.
But I mean, like, now that you've opened up your hand, you can't.
Yeah, I'm
really
avoiding going in water today. I want to let it heal.
If your foot gets any worse, you can't really walk.
No, I can walk.
I'm just saying that if one more injury, one more sort of big injury, and you're actually most probably a little bit more of a hindrance.
I'm not a hindrance at all, James. That's ridiculous.
No.
How can you say that? How can you say that?
I'm not saying you're a hindrance now.
Yeah.
That's not what I was saying. I was saying if you got one more injury, yeah.
If I got a major injury, because I can walk on this foot fine, I can use my knee fine. It just hurts. Hurt is different to having some kind of temporary disability.
I think you're taking it in the wrong way.
I don't know.
I was saying that you've done. I like what you've done so far.
Yeah.
You've done really well, because a lot of people would have been a hindrance at that moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say, if you get one more injury like your hand, your foot gets majorly infected.
Yeah.
That's when we've got to think twice about things.
Yeah. So I don't think
we could.
Small injuries are fine. I can't really have any more big injuries, like a hand situation. But hopefully shouldn't happen. But that's what it is. But at the end of the day, pain is only temporary.